Raising Rochdale is about making sure every child in the borough achieves their full potential and has the opportunity to thrive, and is included within their community and inspired by the Rochdale Pioneers' values. It's a system-wide approach to improving the lives of children, young people and their families, making our borough a great place for all to grow up, get on and live well.
The beginning of Raising Rochdale, the birth of Raising Rochdale really started with conversations that we were having with secondary head teachers and college principals. So really quickly, after a few meetings, the term Raising Rochdale emerged. Almost straight away we started thinking about it wasn't just about schools. Schools are fundamentally important, but it's about the whole system, it's the whole of Rochdale.
So how do you take a term that's developed within an education setting and make the whole system believe in it and take it forward? I think the only thing that I can say with regards to that is it's about relationships. It's about building relationships, it's about trust and authenticity, and about being outcomes focused, looking at the impact that you can make for people.
In the early stages, it was about sharing that vision so that no child will be left behind. A system will never be more important than an individual child. And that's sort of how it emerged. I feel that a lot of schools, through no fault of their own, worked independently, concentrating on just the 250 children that were at their school. And I think Raising Rochdale gives permission to schools to think more widely and think about what's happening in Rochdale as a whole, really. So that's the bit that I really love about Raising Rochdale.
If Raising Rochdale is going to look at the whole child, then we need to think about transition points for children. So working with early years providers, thinking through the leap from primary to secondary or early years to primary, all of those things are fundamentally important. So we've worked with schools, with providers together to think through how we can best support those children and best support those families.
Raising Rochdale to me means making sure that we provide for children across the borough, not just children in our school, and making sure that those children and families get all the support they need. So the main transition point is moving from their nurseries into reception here at St John's. There are other transition points that we focus on across the year groups, but for us that's a major priority because it's not only the transition for the children moving in, but it's transition for new parents starting at St John's.
We put 4 different schools on our application form, but we hoped that it'd get into St John's because it was the smallest one. There's a summer-born child, so he was only 4 in June before he started in September. And I didn't think he was quite ready to start at a big school, so with only having classes of 15, I thought that'd be ideal for him. We got to come and have a look around, didn't we? And was both really excited for him to start here. The contact before we started was really great, so the teacher came to his nursery to visit him. And you had a letter, didn't you, from Rocco? So he's Teddy's year 6 buddy. Each student gets teamed up with an older student and they write them a letter in the holidays, which is really nice.
At first I was feeling a bit scared. I didn't know what to go when I first came in. I didn't know anybody when I first came in.
Particularly for Teddy, it was really important because he went to a private nursery, so making sure that the teacher was involved with where he was at the minute and his needs and moving forward. He's a particularly young reception child, so it was really important for us to make sure that he was ready to make that step to reception and looking at what he needed in terms of that. I think Raising Rochdale gives you the idea that it isn't just about a procedural transition, it's about a child's learning journey and continuing that, so making sure that you're involved in their journey before they come to your school and being involved in that nursery experience or whatever transition point that might be.
Can you tell me how much you like school?
Well, exactly how much I don't know.
Exactly the same as the amount you love me, that's nice. That's a lot then, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of getting Raising Rochdale moving as a concept, we needed people, we needed some champions to lead that work. So initially, Mark Morehouse, the CEO of Watergrove Trust, stuck his hand up and said, I'll lead this first bit, and he was facilitating work with head teachers, which was lovely. There was a range of colleagues who were interested in Raising Rochdale as a concept. The pioneers really quickly come to the idea that Raising Rochdale was about the whole of Rochdale, and so the secondary heads, the Pioneers Trust, considered that to be their gift to the system.
So Andy, the Pioneers Trust, So the Rochdale Pioneer Trust, it goes back in history to the Rochdale Pioneers, which were the founders of the cooperative movement. And we felt that the name was important to bring together all of the schools and sixth form colleges in Rochdale as part of a cooperative, so that we can work together for the benefit of the young people. So Mark, where did Raising Rochdale come from?
Well, the Pioneers Trust, being so established and so effective in bringing schools together, had to face the reality of a changing landscape, whereby governance and funding systems were changing. So some schools were maintained LA schools, some schools were academies, and within this shift, how could we stay together? And so it was really a conversation about, well, what are our core values that link us to locality? And so we decided to meet specifically to discuss why we work together, how important Rochdale is, and out of that came the concept of Raising Rochdale as our common aim.
So one of the things I think we do really well in Rochdale, and I think Raising Rochdale will really put a spotlight on this as exceptional work, is that induction work that we do with our new children. And we very much feel that we don't welcome 30 children into a new class in Rochdale, but we welcome 30 families.
When my dad was younger, he grew up in poverty, and his dad, my grandpa, really wanted the best for his children. They couldn't afford a very good education, especially in Nigeria, so lots of them moved here, different countries around the world, to make a better life for their families and their children. All of my aunties, uncles, including my dad, they ended up being really successful. And because everyone in my family is in nursing, my parents want me to become a doctor, but I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be a computer scientist. They don't mind, they said they'll let me do that. In the future, I would like to take a career path in computer science, or something in any sciences or maths, really, anything in STEM. I really like STEM.
Transition is going to be something that we can get better in Rochdale, and getting that right, there's massive implications, because children then get in the right courses, they might then go down a more vocational route, and in terms of like careers and future possibilities, it opens everything up. So that shift in education that Raising Rochdale has achieved is something I think really unique, and something I'm excited about.
Ourselves at Hotwood Hall and Rochdale Sixth Form College have had a relationship since Rochdale Sixth Form College started. We've got a really clear, defined offer for our young people in the borough, where if you are studying technical and vocational qualifications and knowledge, skills and behaviour, you would come and join us at Hotwood Hall. And if you wanted to follow an academic pathway and do your A-levels, then you would go to Rochdale Sixth Form College. And each year we work together, planning our curriculum to make sure that we've got the best for our young people.
Rochdale Sixth Form College and Hotwood Hall College have a unique relationship. What happens mostly across the UK is you'll have two colleges in a town, and in many respects they're in competition with one another over the students. In Rochdale it's completely different. We have two colleges that work absolutely together for the benefit of every young person at 16, making sure that they've got an avenue into high quality education, be that vocational or academic.
What we've done at Hotwood Hall is we've been working really hard in terms of supporting those young people who are furthest away from education and may not have had a great experience in their school previously.
The thought of college made me feel like I would be like an outsider, because I'm a very quiet person.
When I was in year 11, I felt nervous to come into college because I thought I'd make no friends.
When I was in year 11, it made me feel really scared to come to college, because obviously I didn't know anyone and I thought that I wasn't going to fit in.
The thought of going from year 11 to college made me feel very stressed. And in fact, if it weren't for the summer project, I probably wouldn't have gone to college.
The summer project is designed for the young people that you've seen today. It's designed to support them transitioning into college, often from quite a poor experience in year 11 at school. So the transition project is designed to help them to transition easily, making that move quite seamlessly and with a lot of holistic support throughout that process.
The thing I enjoyed most about the summer project was that I got to meet people who were exactly like me, and they've actually encouraged me to be a lot more open, and obviously I got to meet the staff. Even if it's just to talk about anything random, I can go to them now, whereas before I used to think that I'd have to bottle everything in.
Now when I'm at college, it's like really comfortable and it's not hard, it's like just simple, like you come in and you see your friends every day and you can just be yourself.
The key thing to remember is it's about relationships at the end of the day. We are trying to create positive relationships with young people to enable them to believe in themselves, that they can achieve absolutely anything that they want to do and that they are unstoppable, and that is the message that we give them throughout the transition process and beyond.
I think genuinely the future is boundless, and the future is full of optimism, the future is full of hope. There is so much potential and so much promise in this town and in the young people in this town. It really inspires me every day I come into work. I really do see a very positive future for us all.
My name is Carl Smith. I'm privileged enough to be principal of Rochdale Sixth Form College. My main focus and aim here is to improve the life chances and social mobility of the young people I have the privilege to look after. Rochdale Sixth Form College works very closely with all our local partners, including the secondary and primary schools. We like to start our transition work with students from a very young age, but particularly we focus very much on year 10s and 11s to encourage them to come to Rochdale Sixth Form College, to raise their standards, raise their expectations and come to a place where they can really live out their hopes and dreams.
My first day here was very exciting. Obviously I was a bit nervous because it was a new school and I was a bit scared about making friends and stuff. But Lauren came up with me and it was not hard to make friends at all.
I remember coming in with all my friends and then sitting down in the forum and just chatting to new people. It was something really fun. So yeah, good first day, was very happy.
So we had the open days, which was really good for seeing the school, getting to know the teachers that might be teaching you. I really like my tutor Kate, and she's been there a lot for me during my 2 years here. So it's an adjustment, but they've got stuff in place to make sure it doesn't feel like such a transition.
And we had the induction day, which was the summer just before we started, where I got to meet a lot of people that are in my classes now. So it sort of made that transition period a bit less scary because there were familiar faces in your classes. So yeah, it made the transition period a lot more comforting.
The transition period for young people from high school to Sixth Form College is a huge one, from GCSEs to A-level. There's a huge step up in the academic rigour required, and it's really important that we support young people right the way through from years 10 to 11 to 12 to 13 and beyond.
My name's Lisa Vincent and I work as part of the team here at Hopwood Hall College. I'm really passionate about T-levels and the success that we've made of them here at Hopwood Hall College. T-levels offer a brilliant way of raising aspirations for Rochdale. They're a brilliant way of addressing the skills gaps and getting people into those opportunities they perhaps never really saw themselves as being part of, as being a future that they could aspire to. T-levels have changed everything. By working really closely with our employer partners, we've been able to put in place some fantastic work placements and get our students that real industry experience which makes them work ready. It's all about employability mixed with those academic skills that will get them where they want to be.
The T-level route that I've chosen is building service engineering. I chose it because it became a passion of mine when I was younger. I used to do a bit of construction with my dad along in the community. It fed me into this thing of construction where I just was intrigued and wanted to learn more about it. I think my favourite thing is that I get to learn the theoretical part in classrooms and within the workshop, but then the TV also places me with a 45-day placement where I go out into industry. Recently, the employer I'm working with is Seddon's Construction, where my role is project management, internship, so learning over the project manager, the site manager, and then just helping small tasks on site.
The best thing about our T-level is, I'd say, the work experience, because you're getting the practical knowledge on site. It's completely different from workshop. Currently I'm with Manuel. They employ subcontractors and do big projects, so they're doing loads of new builds, and I'm working with one of the subcontractors. The best thing about doing the T-level here in Hopwood Hall College is that the facilities for the practical is top-notch.
The work that we're doing here at Hopwood Hall College really aligns well with the work of Raising Rochdale, because together, by working collaboratively, there's so much we can do and so much change that we can make happen. We always say here that we're about driving growth and we're about changing lives, and it's that mixed together that's such a powerful combination, and it means Raising Rochdale can look forward to achieving great things for our young people.
So to me, Raising Rochdale means giving every young person in the borough the opportunity for education at post 16. And that means being able to have the skills, knowledge and behaviour where they can go and thrive in the communities, have high skilled employment, which means high wages, and then we can raise the borough together.
In terms of what Rochdale is, genuinely it's a bit special. It's the birthplace of cooperation, you'll hear that, we all know that, but it's real. Relationships are strong. It's the Rochdale relationships revolution and we need to keep moving on that.
For me, it's about hope. It's about us believing and working towards the fact that children in Rochdale can thrive and be the best adults that they want to be and that they're capable of being.
Raising Rochdale, I am really excited about, really passionate about, and that concept of having a shared ambition for Rochdale children was something that spoke to me, inspired me, and something that I think was needed.
It's about a shared purpose for all of us. Whoever touches the life of a child or family has an opportunity, a responsibility really, to come together to improve life chances and to improve outcomes for children and families.
What we want to do as an organisation is put voice and co-production at the heart of the decisions that we make, starting from the bottom up, not the top down. If we're going to make things better, we need to listen, we need to understand, and that is what underpins all of our decisions that we make as a local authority. It's about uplifting, empowering, enabling children with SEND in Rochdale to achieve their full potential, and it's supported by a wider system. As part of Raising Rochdale, there are a whole wealth of services out there, but some of the services that we're really proud of are the ones that have been designed and are delivered by people with lived experience. Examples such as the Neurodiversity Hub, the Neurodiversity Project. Jolly Josh is an amazing charity that's been developed in Rochdale for Rochdale. The SEND Ambassadors is allowing us to gain the voice from a wider cohort of young people with SEND.
Welcome to the Feel Good Family Picnic at Village Park. What does it take to be an SEND ambassador?
You have regular meetings with other SEND ambassadors who represent the young people of Rochdale with special educational needs and disabilities, and we'll go out to events like this and we'll talk about what we do and how we can help other people.
I feel honoured with helping people in Rochdale and from other schools, helping them to build up their SEND team, and it's just fun.
What does Raising Rochdale mean to you?
Well, Raising Rochdale means to me that the voices of young people like myself, fellow ambassadors and mainly everyone in Rochdale, their voices are heard, and that Raising Rochdale also helps us plan for our future, so we've always got an open door.
Jolly Josh was the brainchild of our founder, Carol Keller. She had a son, and at 15 months old, he passed away with a genetic illness, and she found that there was nowhere for her to go with her son, Joshua. So she decided she wanted to do something in Rochdale so that children with disabilities could access services with specialist seating where they could play, stay with parents and with like-minded people. Jolly Josh means a lot to our families that come from all over Rochdale just to access different services, whether it be hydro, whether it be stay and play sessions, the youth sessions, and it means they can get together with other children and just enjoy each other's company.
We've only really just found out about Jolly Josh and started coming the last couple of weeks. When we arrive on the car park, Charlotte starts to squeal with excitement. She really likes coming. Do you like coming to Jolly Josh? Yes.
It's giving families a safe space where they can socialise, make connections with both professionals and other families that are in the same situation as them.
I found Jolly Josh when Aidan was 6 months old. When we got his diagnosis at birth and we left the hospital, we kind of got forgotten. The day that I turned up at Jolly Josh, I was at a point in my life where I was contemplating ending my life because everything just seemed too much. I turned up at Jolly Josh with Aidan and I was crying out for help. All I remember is Carol coming up to me and saying, "Hi, can I help you?" And I broke down. I just handed Aidan to her and said, "I really need help. I'm at breaking point, I'm at rock bottom." And she said, "Well, you're in the right place and we'll get you the support you need." It's been the best part of our life, finding Jolly Josh.
Being a dad with a child who has special needs, it can be difficult, and it is nice to be able to speak to other dads in a similar situation. It's fantastic to have resources like this, but it's also important to feel heard within the community which we do.
I come on a Wednesday for a bit of company. It made me feel happy being here.
To me, Raising Rochdale is about all the different pockets of support that is there in Rochdale and raising the reputation of Rochdale to what it deserves to be.
Our particular service is for parents and carers of children who are neurodiverse, and the reason they chose our particular organisation, the Rochdale Parent Carer Voice, is because we're all parent carers and the people leading the programme are parent carers of children who are neurodiverse. When we deliver these sessions, quite often families come to us and they're really quite emotional. They can be very isolated because they feel that their child is the only one that's exhibiting some of those difficulties. I love when they go away at the end of the sessions and they feel that there's someone listening. I think we're on a really, really exciting journey.
Hi, I'm Ghazala. I'm part of Parents Carers Voice team. It's a voluntary organisation. I've been part of it roughly about 10 years. I have 2 boys with a physical disability, and this forum has really helped me to get access to different organisations and support as well. As an Asian parent, I want to support parents from the South Asian community who have a language barrier, who don't know much about what services are available in Rochdale. Raising Rochdale for me means making Rochdale an even better place for the multicultural community that we have in Rochdale and reaching out to the families that need support.
We started the Autism in School project just over 2 years ago now, and we're currently running in 5 schools. It's about getting parents to interact with each other, be a listening ear, working with the school if changes need to be made, just getting the parents' voice heard. When we first started, even quite a lot of the parents here at this school, they would come in, we often had a lot of tears. They'd been really, really struggling at home. So with the Autism in School project, that's really changed. It gives them that safe space, and through that, they've really come out the shell. It's been really good that a lot of the parents have made friends through it, and it's also made them feel more comfortable to express some of their concerns within school. It's a community where we all chat and we all talk and we all try and help each other. We all have children of our own that have special needs, so we have lived experience, and I think that makes parents feel comfortable as well because we know what they're going through. With Raising Rochdale, the forum have been involved in that from the very beginning, and it's really on our hearts to make things better for our families and young people, and we've been able to see forward in how things could go and support parents and families to achieve that for their young people.
It's just really brilliant when you see something that's been grown by people with lived experience. It's just a really fantastic tool to use, and Raising Rochdale is allowing us to do that and change that narrative. Our children's activities are amazing, aren't they? Our short breaks. It really brings out, I guess, the breadth of offer we've got for children in Rochdale.
Short breaks provision is a programme for children with SEN, special educational needs, and it essentially gives parents a short break for 10 hours a week during the school holiday periods. So we do activities which range from swimming, cricket, we do some inclusive sports such as boccia and new age curling. When we're up at Holmworth Lake Activity Centre, we focus on a lot of team building exercises, kayaking, paddleboarding, windsurfing and sailing. It's having a safe environment with familiar faces, knowing that their children's going to be supported to access activities like a mainstream child would. Raising Rochdale to me is organisations pulling together, make sure no one child or young person slips through the net, and really trying to support their journey with SEND throughout their childhood and into adolescence and adulthood.
Will's been accessing short breaks since he was 5, out of term time. He's more positive after he's meeting new people, and he manages his emotions a lot better because there's kids with similar disabilities and learning difficulties.
If we're going to make Rochdale a better place to be, we need to be supporting our young people who will grow into adults and who will need support as adults, so that children can thrive into adulthood and achieve the full potential without the interventions from the system.
I do think that's the shift of Raising Rochdale. You know, I really do think that children are front and centre of everything that we're doing now.
The internship programme is an employability programme at Redwood School, but we don't just do employability, we work on life and social skills, basically to give them the whole arena of what life is. It's about getting out there, changing these young people's lives and supporting them to build the confidence as much as possible so they can go out and thrive. George came to me in year 13. He used to get quite anxious about things. Over the 2 years that I've worked with him, he's incredible. He's working, he's getting paid work. He now has strategies in place. It's just totally changed his life.
I started the internship programme in year 13 2 years ago, and then I started working in children's services in January this year, and in February I got offered a paid job. I thoroughly enjoy working with my colleagues and socialising, as well as earning the wages. It's changed my life doing an internship. I feel a lot more grown up, a lot more independent, a lot more like used to going out places, for example, to concerts with my friends and doing nice things.
To me, Raising Rochdale is about supporting our students during the internship and afterwards. So it's about linking all those organisations up so parents have got as well that support network.
What I would say to a young person is never stop dreaming, never have aspirations that you think are too high. You can do it, and you will do it. Rochdale is innovative, it's progressive, and Rochdale, it's love, and that's really cheesy, but people love one another and they love how we are in Rochdale and we're one big family. It's about Rochdale being a brilliant place to grow up. It's about Rochdale being a brilliant place to live, to thrive. If we're going to raise Rochdale, we want to raise everybody in Rochdale to make sure that everybody has opportunity and everyone has a happy life, because fundamentally, if we do that, then we've won, haven't we? We've got what we need to do.
I've worked in Rochdale, arrived in 1996, so I've been part of Rochdale for a long time. The test of an aspirational child in Rochdale was potentially to leave Rochdale. And I think one of the things I'm really keen to achieve with Raising Rochdale is that success for a child and a young person is not that they have made the decision to no longer live in Rochdale as an adult. And I think that will be testament that Raising Rochdale has really had an impact, because our next generation have stayed in Rochdale, invested in Rochdale and been really proud of living in Rochdale. And I think it's about galvanising that and supporting a young person leaving the education system to really feel valued and like that is their place.
Hi Sharon, thanks for coming. What's your role and why are you here today?
I'm Sharon Hubber and I'm the Director of Children's Services here at Rochdale. And the reason I'm here today is to tell everybody how amazing Raising Rochdale is and the work that we're undertaking together. And my role is that I'm the Statutory Director for all children in Rochdale, and that means that I have a responsibility to make sure that they're safe, healthy and achieving, and that's an incredible job that I have.
What would your vision be for Raising Rochdale in 5 years' time?
So my vision, Sonny, is that in 5 years' time, every single person who works here or lives here absolutely understands the plan for us to make all children safe, healthy and aspirational.
If you could have one wish for Raising Rochdale, what would it be?
My one wish is that the plan is incredibly successful and that every child and young person in Rochdale is able to reach their potential.
Thank you for coming and it's been a pleasure.
So Rochdale Youth Council is something that we're incredibly proud about. The fact that those young people are aspirational for Rochdale and they really, really want to represent the borough that they live in. It's a real opportunity to hear that youth voice and that youth voice having an impact on decision making for now and for the future of Rochdale.
Hi, my name is Joyce Kapiamba. I'm Deputy Member of Youth Parliament for Rochdale and Pennines and I'm part of the Youth Cabinet. We meet every Wednesday and we discuss issues that young people in the borough have mentioned to us, and we address them in our cabinet meetings. When I first saw the opportunity to be part of the Rochdale Youth Cabinet, I was very interested in politics and having a career in politics, and I thought that it was really a good idea for me to be part of that, because I knew that I would want to be somewhere I can do public speaking. Rochdale Youth Cabinet has really made me develop that skill.
So we're here tonight at Rochdale Youth Cabinet, and we are a group of young activists in Rochdale. We work with Rochdale Council on some projects and other charitable organisations, schools and different committees within Rochdale, so we make sure that young people in Rochdale have a voice.
So today we were discussing raising Rochdale and what it means to us. People can see it as a barrier being from Rochdale, but I see it as an advantage because I'm from somewhere that they're able to achieve great things. I really think it's a good place for people to develop cooperation skills, team collaboration. You know, you're working as a team, you're working as a group, and it's really a place for people to develop. Raising Rochdale means to me having a community that can support and a community that's able to bring up people who achieve great things.
I think it's about making Rochdale a more attractive place to people, having more employment opportunities and making it a better place for people so that when we are done with our education we can remain here and get nice jobs.
To me, raising Rochdale means giving every young person, no matter what, the same opportunities and chances in life.
Raising Rochdale means to me expanding the lives and improving the lives of young people.
Raising Rochdale for me is all about just the creation of future opportunities, and it's about keeping the young people now within Rochdale in order to create future role models for those who are growing up in Rochdale in, let's say, 10 years, 15 years time, so that we can grow Rochdale into like a community that can become full of role models to then inspire the next generation to then grow up and follow suit.
I think Rochdale gets a bad reputation in the media, but they don't actually live here. They don't know what it's like day to day, that the stuff that's in the media doesn't happen day to day. Day to day, there's people helping each other out, there's kindness in the streets. We're quite nice people. You give up the seat on the bus for the old people. You know, we're kind, we're polite. We're actually quite nice people. We just get bad representation in the media.
I see myself, you know, in politics and in government and stuff like that, and, you know, helping people who are disadvantaged, being the voice of people who don't have a voice.
In 10 years' time, I'll probably still be in Rochdale, hopefully working with young people in positions that really matter to the world. Because I think it's important to make a change, no matter how small it is, just to the young people and to the children of Rochdale, no matter who they are or where they come from.
We'll have achieved the ultimate raising Rochdale when we've got children and young people who are the next generation that really felt that they were supported and that we had aspiration for them. I would love children and young people to say, I felt that in my school, I felt that in my college. You know, I'm living in Rochdale and I've stayed in Rochdale because I felt so supported by the whole Raising Rochdale ambition. It's in the years to come that we'll be able to test if we have raised Rochdale, that a child who then becomes somebody in the 20s can articulate that and talk about how it felt to be part of Raising Rochdale and be a child educated within the system in Rochdale.
So I'm Farah, I'm a care leaver from Rochdale Borough Council, and then I work in the council at the children's home I grew up in. I advocate a lot for care leavers and try and do my bit to help support them. So I got put into care quite late. I joined as a teenager, and a lot of the signs when I was younger were missed by social workers, and I don't want children to go through the same thing that I did. I now work at the children's home that I grew up in, and I know I can truly empathise with those children and give them the best that I've got. I'm usually quite hesitant to ask for support. I think there's a big stigma around wanting to get help in adulthood. I try my best to do it independently. I've sourced a lot of youth groups that I go to and try and network there to get as much support as I can. I've had a lot of support from the council, so I built a strong network with the councillor and other people that work in children's services. So if I ever need support, I do feel like I can rely on them when they've got the time. Most of the time I do try and do it myself and be proactive. And with the networking I've done with my youth groups, I know that I've got a secure network whether I'm in work or out of work. Raising Rochdale means to me, the quote that comes into mind, it takes a village to raise a child. And in the same breath, that village needs to be supportive and loving and consistent and protect one another. I think it's just important to put in perspective of what can be economically good for Rochdale, but prioritising the people first. I think everyone always has something negative to say about where they live. They will always say somewhere else would be better to live, but I love Rochdale. I've lived here my whole life and I doubt I'll ever leave because this is my home.
The thing that's different about Raising Rochdale and the way we work together is that this plan was brought about through co-production, through hearing the voices of our children, of our parents and our carers with regards to what their ambitions were for the future and what they saw as needing to be put in place. And the way we're going to deliver it's different through working together. The Rochdale approach of collaboration, of integration is what makes this plan different, and we stand a far greater chance of delivering what we need to deliver for our children in the plan if we work together.
In 5 years from now, I hope that Raising Rochdale will be a thriving community hub that fosters resilience, education and unity. It's crucial here in Rochdale that it involves every part of our system because it gives it a more holistic approach. We are the birthplace of cooperation, so we know what it's like to work with our partners, and we bring in everyone we can so that we have a true partnership that's there for raising the profile and the children of our borough.
So my hopes for Raising Rochdale is that it really puts Rochdale on the map and really highlights that amazing practice that does go on in Rochdale already. This is not starting from scratch, this is building on what's happening already and really raising the profile and making children and young people be proud of being in Rochdale. We are so aspirational for our children, young people and next generation, and that's sort of in the DNA of what we do now in Rochdale.
I'm really excited about Raising Rochdale and the future. I think we have created a bit of a movement. We've now got the environment in order to make Raising Rochdale grow. Our children and young people's plan as well, being voice-led, adapting Raising Rochdale, will take that one step further. So we've got a real joined-up system so we can say actually Rochdale is an amazing place to go and we're all together in Raising Rochdale.
So if I could have one wish for Raising Rochdale, it would be that we deliver that plan that we've set ourselves in its entirety. We're ambitious in Rochdale and I want to see that we've really made a difference.
We can't do this on our own as the council. It absolutely involves our schools, our health service, our voluntary sector and our communities. To make Raising Rochdale work, we all have to be a part of this. And if we all do this, we will absolutely take the plan forward.
We're continually wanting to innovate, to make sure that we're ahead of the curve, making sure that people can go into pathways that they want to go into, that we've got the right skills in teachers, that we've got the right equipment and we've got the right setting where young people can thrive.